Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Think Future. My name's C.K, and once again, we're coming at you live from deep in the heart of Silicon Valley, California. We're talking innovation startups, the future, not necessarily those, and not necessarily in that order. If you're watching on YouTube, smack that subscribe button and hit the bell. You'll get notified whenever a new show pops up. And if you're listening on your favorite podcast service, just hit that subscribe button and leave us a review on Apple Podcasts if you like the show. Otherwise, just send me an email, c.k@hellofuture.co. I keep saying we and us, but it's not just we. It's not a we, it's not an us, it's just me. It's just me, myself, and I. One guy. So, I've talked about this a lot over the last little while, and even before that, about how people's external environments really affect the way they act. And I think we've seen study after study after study after study that says that this is to be true. Human beings will act differently based on the environment that they're in. And it's a number of different factors. It's the actual physical environment, it's the people who are around you, it's the organization that you're with. There's lots of factors that affect how you're going to act in specific environments, right? And there's studies out there that have proven that if you're in a messy environment, you're more creative. If you're in a cleaner environment, you're more productive, yada, yada. And I've talked before how no matter what, all these studies go out and they prove all these things, but we still don't seem to listen to them, right? We're like, yes, it's true that messy environments create creative people and clean environments create productive people, but we still won't change our offices, right? We still won't change our offices to be more innovative if we want innovation, and we still won't change our offices to be more cleaner if we want productivity. We still don't do that. We still put everybody in a horrible open office so that the first thing that you do is you buy a giant set of headphones so you can cut out all the noise and actually focus. This is why the upside of COVID was that everybody got to work from anywhere, and they could actually work in their preferred place. And not only that, they got more work done because they had to they kicked out commuting and all sorts of other things that they didn't want to do. They were so much more productive. But I digress. So I think there's study after study after study that proves that your external environment affects the way you act, affects the way you are. So it only comes to show you that when you actually change your physical environment, when you personally change your physical environment, either you go work somewhere else, you go live somewhere else, or you move to a different company, each and every time one of those things occurs, it's an amazingly apropos time for you to change your personality, to change your behavior. Because what ends up happening is a lot of times we bring our behaviors with us, right? When we get a new job, we just say, well, I'm going to be myself, which, by the way, is the worst advice ever, being yourself. But I'll talk about that in a future show. We bring ourselves to this new location, new relationship, new organization. We bring ourselves as we were in the old place. And we bring ourselves into this new place, but we bring ourselves more or less intact, right? And I think that's unfortunate because that is a perfect opportunity for us to become completely different people, to reinvent ourselves. And of course, maybe you don't want to reinvent yourself so that the thing that brought you to this new place is gone, right? So let's say, for example, you were hired at a new company, and you were hired at a new company because you had this set of skills and you had this attitude and you were like this and like this, and you move to this new company and then you decide, I'm going to reinvent myself, and you get rid of the stuff that brought you in. Well, obviously you don't want to do that. You want to leave those elements intact. But this gives you a full opportunity to reinvent yourself completely outside of those parameters in this new place. And a lot of times we don't take advantage of that opportunity. Because when we go from place A to place B, when we're in a completely new place, we can shape our behaviors and our personality for this new place. We don't necessarily need to bring the past, like I talked about in yesterday's show, bring the past with us. we can bring some of the past with us, but there's elements of the past that we can discard. We can say, well, this is how I acted when I was here because of the people who were surrounding me, and now I'm here. So let's say, for example, I was an introvert when I was at company A, but now I've decided I'm going to be an extrovert at company B. So I'm going to look up and be an extrovert at company B. And then when I start working at company B, I'm going to be a completely different person. I'm going to be an extrovert at company B. See what I'm saying? So a lot of times we don't do that. We don't cognitively look at the shape of our personality in the new place and how we could revise our personality or improve our personality when we go to the new place. Let's say at the old place, let's say you wanted to lose weight. Let's say you wanted to be a thinner version of yourself. And at the old place, you're always the guy who brought the donuts, right? At the new place, you can be the guy who brings the fruit. And the healthy guy, the guy who walks at lunch every day. Even though you were surrounded by donut eaters at your last company, you could be the guy who is surrounded by walkers at your new company. You see what I'm saying? New locations, new environments, new friends, new surroundings, new people give you the opportunity to change yourself, to change how you are. And we don't do that often enough. We don't leverage the new environment to change. That's why I love people who move all the time, because they're the most flexible. They switch from one thing to another, and as long as they're not running away from something, they're probably the most innovative. They can probably come up with the best ideas because they have all of these different things to pull from, and they can morph their personality to fit right into the new place. So if you have something like that on the horizon, where there's a move, or if you are planning on doing something like that, think about it a bit more. Take the opportunity to revise yourself, to reinvent yourself as a completely new person, if you want to. If you're happy with the way you are, that's great. But if you're not, if there's something about you that you want to change, revising yourself when you move to a new physical space, location, company, country, county, state, whatever, is the perfect time to create new behaviors and become a brand new person. That's it for me for today. See you next time, and until then, don't forget to think future.